the balls. As you see Earl Strickland there getting himself psyched for the match. He does get focused.
Looks like it came up dry. All he can do here is hit the one and just hit it hard.
Mike Massey beat some big names to get here. He beat Jim Rempe, Earl Strickland in sudden death. He beat Earl in this tournament. Stayed on the winner's side. He also beat David Howard and Johnny Archer. Strickland and Massey were playing earlier in the tournament.
Did you see that shot?
Cut that in. Cut the 1 ball in and now the 2 ball. But Earl ran out the rack and missed on the 9 ball and gave it back. And that's how Massey won and beat Earl Strickland earlier on in the tournament.
You know, I watched that match too, Kevin. They both played great. He's a little out of line. He's trying to figure out which way he's going to go to get position on the 8. He's liable to end up on top of it.
Now, that is not where he wanted to end up, is it?
No, it is not. Here, he has an option. He can go across the corner or across the side. He may get to shoot again. I believe Earl will play rail first on this ball. He'll hit the rail right here and play the 8 ball in the corner. No, he's jumping it.
Oh, he does take a jump shot, and what a shot it was. Earl Strickland, a jump shot to sink the 8 ball.
Yeah, we're going to have to start calling him Air Earl.
And he finishes off. He takes a quick 3-0 lead, and let's take another look at that jump shot on the 8 ball, buddy.
It was a great shot. He was just barely hooked by the 9, and he elected to go over the 9 instead of going rail first and coming around for position. He went over the 9, knocked the 8 in, then shot the long 9 ball in. Great shot.
Back now to live action. Earl Strickland leads 3-0 with about 13.5 minutes left in the first half of play. There's 2 20-minute halves, 40 minutes of regulation, and he drops the 7 ball in the side pocket. Mike Massey does.
Looks like he's come up dry again. It looks like that he can hit the 1, but I don't believe there's anything he can do with the 1. He may get to shoot again. Huh? He must have a bank shot.
Well, he did try the bank shot, but to no avail. That brings Mike Massey back up to the table.
Mike has to make his move now. He don't want to get too far behind. He needs to get right on out here. He goes from the... If he just gets position on the 2 ball right here, I don't see any problems.
Mike's biggest victory was back in 1982. He won the National 9-ball championships.
He has to make sure he gets out here. He has to get on the 4. The 6 is a big ball on this shot.
He's also down 3 games. He doesn't want to go down 4 games here. Right. Strickland took an early 3-0 lead over Mike Massey.
He hit it right. He needs to drop just a little below the 6, so he'll have an angle to come on down for the 8. It looks like he's hit it perfectly.
So Mike Massey gets 1 game under his belt. The score now is 3-1. We'll be back with more from Memphis. Stay with us. Comes back to the table. There is a 20-second shot clock.
Okay, this is his problem right here. He has to be able to cut the one ball in the side pocket there and play position on that ball. He may have ended up with a 9-ball combination here.
He's looking at the 2-9 combination right there.
3 seconds.
Oh, he made the 2 in the side pocket and left the 9 hanging, as you see there.
Shot he needed to make there.
Ooh, but misses the 3 ball in the top right corner pocket. That brings Mike Massey to the table. And with the 9 hanging, they could take a shot at that at any time.
Right. Mike has a chance here to shoot the 3 in, come across the table. Oh, he was dead straight in. Combination on the 9. Okay, he played this ball into the 9 for the short win and quick game to get to the next game.
That he does. He has pulled within 1. The score now is 3-2. Earl Strickland still in the lead. There's 5:57 remaining in the first half. The clock continues to run while the referee racks the balls. He's quickly racking the balls. Mike McAndrew is the tournament referee in this case. Earl Strickland is at the table. He gets 10 seconds to shoot from the time they lift the rack, and it took him 3 seconds from the time he pulled the rack up. I saw the shot clock on that one, buddy. This is a quick game.
Yes, it is. Okay, he has a problem with the 2 and the 1 here. The 1 does not pass by. So now he has to figure out something for the 2.
And eventually the 9 ball could be a problem with this layout.
Oh, man, he shot it in about a third of a pocket. He's going to have problems with this ball here. He's make the 2. He's got to figure out a way to get around that to get to the 3.
Wasn't too hard?
No, he came out of it pretty good. He's really happy with coming out of it like that.
Well, Earl Strickland has had to fight his way out of the loser bracket to get this far, and he's beat some greats to get this far in the tournament. He beat you, Buddy Hall. He also beat Mike Siegel, who you might often see here on ESPN, Steve Mizrak, and Johnny Archer. So 4 top players he had to beat in order to get, to fight his way out of the loser bracket. He's been making great shots ever since.
He's a great player. He never says die.
Earl Strickland widens the margin now, 4-2 over Mike Massey. And there you see his wife, Lisa. They were married about a year ago.
That 1-ball shot that he made there, that's just an example of his shot-making ability. He shot that in less than half of a pocket. Okay, he has a 4-ball right here with a 1 here. What he has to do is make a combination on the 4 in that pocket in order to give himself a clearing in order to try to run this rack. Now all he has to do, Kevin, I'd say, is just stay in line.
Let's take another look at that shot and see why he missed what looked to be an easy shot.
Right. What he done there, he was thinking too much about the 5. You can do things like that when you're playing. He just overstroked it a little bit, took his eye off the 3, looking at the 5-ball, and missed a 3. That was a very big game, too. It would have been 4-3.
He could have pulled within 1. But now Earl Strickland has the chance to widen the margin and go up 3 games over Mike Massey. He sinks the 6-ball in the corner pocket. Now shooting for the 7. And then only needs to finish it off with the 9, which, Buddy, will the 9 give him any trouble on the rail like that?
Well, it's always a little bit of a problem if it's against the rail like this, but Earl's such a great shot maker, he'll probably knock this ball right on in.
Knock that ball right on in. He does. That makes the score 5-2 for Earl Strickland. There's over 6 minutes, about 6 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the first half. We'll be back with more of the Pro. Welcome back to the Pro Billiard Tour on ESPN. Kevin Cusick along with Buddy Hall. And at the table breaking is Mike Massey. There you see the Miz, Steve Mizrak.
Well, he has two problems here. In this particular rack, he has the 4 ball, which he has to get out of the way now. Then he has these 2 balls up here that he has to deal with. Now he has 3 balls in this area. He has to deal with the 1 to get to these 3 balls. This is really a problem here. I'd say he'll get to shoot this again.
He does. Earl Strickland comes to the table, one quick look, and gives the shot right back to Mike Massey.
Okay, he's shooting a jump shot here. Hit it well. He'll get it again.
And Earl decides to pass again. Mike Massey quickly trying to get his cue. He's got his jump cue coming out. He's down 5-2, so time is a factor now. There's just over 5 minutes remaining in the first half. He does use the jump cue, hits the 1 ball, but doesn't make a pocket.
Mike's confused.
Earl Strickland has now passed 3 times in a row, so Mike Massey will stay at the table. And the player does have a choice to shoot or pass. And Mike Massey makes a nice shot across table bank on the 1 ball.
He may have a cross the corner shot here on the 3, or maybe even a billiard on the 6. He could possibly play a billiard on the 6.
There's a look at Francine Massey, Mike's wife. She's a photog for Pool and Billiard magazine. She also coaches Mike. She's got him on a very strict diet. He was complaining about that earlier. But it must be working.
I'm sorry, I couldn't contain my excitement. He kicked it in.
With shots like that. We tried a billiard on the 9 ball.
Yes,
5-9 billiard. Unsuccessful, but very nice effort.
He had a 2-way shot there, Kevin. He was playing the 5 ball and the 9 ball. And he missed them both about the same distance. Had he made one, he might have made them both. I believe he'll get to shoot again.
Now they're talking about whether he's going to pass or not. He decides not to pass and take the shot.
Oh, he knocked it right in.
And a very nice effort. And what you didn't see there was Earl Strickland just slammed his stick down. He was very upset that he didn't get a shot at that ball.
The problem is he can't believe that Mike didn't give him the shot, and then he can't believe that Mike knocked it in and run out.
Right.
He's saying to himself right now, I know he should have gave me that shot.
Well, that was key because now Mike Massey pulls within 2. The score now is 5-3. Earl Strickland still in the lead, and a happy smile. I think that's the first smile we've seen on Mike Massey's wife, Francine. And understandably, he pulls now within 2. He was down 3 games, and at the table ready to break is Earl Strickland.
He switched sides.
Earl Strickland was coming into this tournament the 7th-ranked player on the Pro Tour. He won the 1992 McDermott Masters 9-ball champion. He was also 1990 and 91 world champion. At the table now is Mike Massey.
He pretty much just has to stay in line here. If he can just stay in line, I don't see any problems. Maybe the 6 to the 7 might give him a little trouble, but I don't see any problem at all.
We're under 2 minutes. There's about 1:45 remaining now in the first half of play. That's why you might see Mike Massey a little jump in his step. Although it could be the 20-second shot clock as well, buddy.
Right. If he can win this game, now it's 5-4 at the half. He's very much in the hunt. He could have really been way out of this match. That shot on the 5 ball might have saved him the whole match.
And he did elect for a second there. He thought, maybe I shouldn't shoot this. I bet he's glad he did now. He's got the 7, 8, and 9. He's got a minute left now in regulation, in the first half, that is.
Right. When you've got 2 great players like that and one player is 2 or 3 games down, they know the only way they catch up is to shoot. So therefore they'll take a tough shot sometimes if it'll get him back in the match. That's what he elected to do, and that's what happened. He's back in the match.
Yep, paid off. He's within one. The score now is 5-4. There's 36 seconds remaining. And Earl is complaining about the clock. He called timeout. He wanted a timeout. He, like 3 or 4 seconds ticked off the clock, and now he's given the scorekeeper, or the timekeeper, Rick Fryer, a tough time. Earl will give anyone a tough time if things don't go his way, won't he?
He says it's my option.
Now he calls time in, as he should. Earl's a quick study, and he knows the rules, but now Mike Massey calls his timeout. They each get one timeout. Both used them very wisely here in the first half. There's 29 seconds left. And Mike Massey gets cue ball in hand because Earl Strickland fouled on the break.
Well, here, Kevin, what he's wanting to do, he's wanting to make sure that he gets out this game. If he gets out this rack, he's got 29 seconds left. Now, if he feels like that he can, he's got to know that he cannot run 9 balls in 29 seconds. So he's playing a combination on the 9 ball to try to tie it up.
No, he didn't play the combination.
He was playing he was playing the combination, 2-9 combination.
He certainly left the cue ball in good shape to do that, but he didn't sink the 1 ball.
Right. It looks like they're going to go to the half at 5-4, unless he makes this billiard.
He gave it a ride, and he does! Earl Strickland makes it exciting. And they're not going to half at 5-4. They're going to half at 6-4. Earl Strickland will be back with the Q-tip right here.
Represent the United States. Team America traveled from country to country, competing against the best they had to offer. Now you can own the collector's edition of Team America versus the World. 8 complete matches on 4 tapes. Order now at the introductory price of only $19.95 for each tape of 2 one-hour matches, or the complete set of 4 tapes, just $74.95. Call 1-800-257-8889. That's 1-800-257-8889.
Pool's leading tournament and money winner. Mike Siegel's new video shows you the champion's way to win. Perfect 9-ball, 8-ball, straight pool. You'd expect to pay up to $29.95 each. For a limited time, this series is just $9.95 each. All 3 on one tape, just $29.85. To learn how to play the world's best perfect 9-ball, 8-ball, and straight pool. Order now and get Mike's bonus. 12 great trick shots.
Hurry, limited quantities available. Pick up the phone, order now. 1-800-776-8400. 1-800-776-8400.
Q-tip of the week.
Hi, I'm Jim Rempe from the Pro Billiards Tour, and I'm going to demonstrate the draw shot to you. The first thing you want to do when you address the cue ball in this shot is make sure that the tip of the cue stick is up against the cue ball and your elbow is straight up and down with your hand. The next thing you want to do is aim low on the cue ball, lock in your shoulder, and make sure you use just your elbow on this shot. This is just for a short draw. When you strike the cue ball, the tip of the cue stick will go down, and the cue ball will draw right back at you.
Tune in next week for another Mayuchi Q-tip.
How's the big guy got time for pool? Easy. We're delivering all the gifts. The 1991 and 92 editions of the Challenge of Champions Collector's Video Series. Highlights of billiards' most prestigious $50,000 winner-take-all shootout are available now for the first time. Either edition is just $24.95, or get both for just $39.95. Anyone who likes pool will love them, and if you call now, you'll have them within 10 days. Call 1-800-845-9000 for the easiest shopping of the season.
Zip code.
All-Pro quarterback Dan Marino.
When the game is over and the pain starts, I want fast relief and no odor. So I use Sports Cream, a strong pain-relieving rub that doesn't make me smell like a medicine chest. Sports Cream, fast relief and no odor.
You're watching Mayuchi's Pro Billiard Tour Championship on ESPN. We're at Cook Convention Center in Memphis, Tennessee. And at the table now is Earl Strickland. He's the number 7th ranked player on the Pro Tour. He's leading 6-4 over Mike Massey. And Buddy Hall, sum up the break for me.
Okay, well, he pocketed the ball on the break. He's got a tough shot here. He can play the 1 ball in the 1 ball in this corner pocket here. With the 3 ball is here. That's the ball he has to play position on. It's tough to get there. He's ended up with a real thin cut shot on the 3. He's a great shot maker, though. He'll just come straight back down table and play the 4 in the same pocket, I thought. I think he overcut the 3
Great predictions, but
Yeah,
there's so many different ways that, so many different options, it seems, in this game, buddy.
Well, what I think he done, actually, is overcut the 3 a little bit accidentally, and that's why he went into the 4.
And a disappointed look on Earl Strickland's face brings Mike Massey back up to the table. He's called Tennessee Tarzan, and he is a big, powerful guy. Ooh. Mike Massey missed a similar shot in the first half on the 3 ball, and now he missed what seemed to be an easy shot on the 4 ball.
When you hit a ball that hard, you have to hit it with such a degree of accuracy. If you miss it just a hair off the center of the pocket, you won't get the ball. He hit the pocket, but he didn't hit the center of the pocket with it.
Well, Earl Strickland missed on the 4 ball, and Massey gave him the shot right back to give him another shot at it. He elected to pass.
Well, now he's created a real problem for Mike. Well, he's created a real problem for himself. Here, you have the 5-8.
Well, they're tied up. Now Earl Strickland
He has
shooting
to
this
shoot
shot.
this 4 ball in and figure out a way to get to these balls right here.
Nearly scratches on the cue ball. Brings Mike Massey up for a look. I don't know if he'll shoot or not. He can pass, and he does.
Earl may elect to play this ball off of the 5-8. He may bank this straight back and play him off the 5-8. That's what he tried to do. He just happened to miss it.
Oh. And he lucked the 5 ball in the top left corner pocket. And, Buddy, is there any trouble spots from here on out?
I don't see any problems. If he just gets on the 7 ball, oh, he's a little out of line on the 7, but he's such a great shot maker. He'll probably just shoot this in, come across the table for the 8. I don't see any problems.
Just about 3 minutes have elapsed in the second half here. There's a look at Lisa Strickland, Earl's wife of about a year, recently married. And Earl Strickland goes up 7-4 over Mike Massey. Mike Massey really needed that game. He's got some time left, but a score of 7-4, you don't want to get down too far because not only are you playing against your opponent here, but the clock becomes a factor.
Right. Earl had a very high percentage shot banking that 4 ball off of the 5-8 to make it in the corner pocket. He didn't make that shot, and he was very fortunate to knock the 5 in, giving himself a 3-game lead, and now he's got Mike in the hole. Well, here, I think he's going to have to use his jump cue. He may kick at it. I would use the jump cue if I was that far behind.
Mike Massey shooting at the 1 ball. Oh.
Okay.
And he makes it.
Right. All he has to do here is stay in line. If he can get position on the 3 ball, just a question of staying in line now. Don't get behind anything.
There you see the 3 ball.
3. He has to get position
on the 4 all the way up table.
On the 4 ball, that was all over this ball here. Now, all he has to do now is just stay in line.
There's one of the great pros on the tour today, Jim Rempe from Scranton, Pennsylvania. King James, as he's known, right?
He done it the right way. He made sure he got down on the 7. He's got to win this game.
I like Mike. Well, I hope she does. She's his wife, Francine, and his coach, and she's also a photographer for Pool and Billiard magazine. So Mike Massey has a chance here to come within 2. He does. Score now is 7-5. Earl Strickland still in the lead. This has been a great tournament. It really has. Bob Miucci's put on a great tournament down here in Memphis, Tennessee. Good crowd here for the second semifinal.
Oh, this is where Earl excels. Here's the 2 ball. He hits these shots with such a degree of accuracy. The long range shot. He's such a great shot maker. Him, the likes of Mike Siegel and Johnny Archer, those guys make those shots with such a degree of consistency.
Buddy Hall. Can't you leave yourself out of there, buddy? Not after some of the things we've seen you do here on ESPN.
Okay, he has a 4-9 combination here. He's got to try to make it right here at this corner pocket, which it...
And that he does. 4-9 combination for Earl Strickland. That gives him an 8-5 lead over Mike Massey. We'll be back with more of the Pro Billiards Tour on ESPN. Stay with us. Tour, love Lori John. Whether it's Sammy Jones, one of the members of the Pro Tour, and Lori John, his wife, of course, who's one of the great women shooters in the game today. And he wants to say a special hello to her back home. She's home with their new child.
Oh, big shot, big shot. He's got to do it again. He's trying to kick this ball in. This is the 2 right here. He's got to make something happen by hitting this ball and get...
Oh, he nearly did. He hit only the 2 ball.
He may get another turn.
Oh, he was trying to talk it in the pocket there. You see a lot of golfers talking to their ball when it's about 2 inches away from the hole. He was doing the same thing there.
Get another opportunity.
Earl Strickland decided to pass and give the shot back to Mike Massey. He shot it, gave it his best effort. And back to the table now is Earl Strickland. He's looking it over, and he will decide to shoot.
Oh, boy. Yeah, this is a big game here. If he can win this game, he could be right back in the hunt with about 11 minutes to go.
The winner here will go on to play Roger Griffiths in the final of Meucci's Pro Billiards Tour Championship.
He's got to jump the ball.
Ah.
What a shot. What a great shot. He had to go over the side of the 9 ball in order to make the 4 and still do that with accuracy to play position. It's one thing when you start going to the airways, but it's another thing to play position and do that.
He's trying to pull back within 2, buddy. And he really needs this game. The clock is now starting to work its way down. We're about 11 minutes left in the second half. And he's got 1 ball left. That's the 9 ball. Eight to 6 is the score. And that brings Earl Strickland to the table. And Mike Massey, he's one of the great trick shot shooters of all time. He's within 2. And he does, like I say, spend 12 months a year on the road. I asked his wife where their hometown is now, and she said, we're gypsies.
His trick shot expertise showed up on that 4 ball. Now he jumped over the 9 and played position.
There's Roger Griffiths. He's anxiously waiting here because the winner of this match will play him next week on ESPN for the championship of the Meucci Pro Billiards Tour Championship. And Earl Strickland now shooting on the 1 ball. Makes it down in the lower right corner pocket. And, buddy, where's he going to go with the 2?
Okay, he's going to play the 2 straight in. His problem lays right here with the 6, the 8, and the 7. He's got to drop below. If he has to drop into this area right here with the cue ball.
Just under 10 minutes remaining in the second half, 8 to 6. Earl Strickland, the player at the table right now, is leading.
He elected to play the bank shot.
Buddy, we've seen some great shots in this format. A very aggressive format in the sense that there's no safety play, and there's a 20-second shot clock.
Right, we have the 20-second shot clock. It's total offense, and now we're getting to the point of the game to where the shot clock really means something. Now, to use the clock to your advantage, to play your whole 20 seconds, or to speed it up in order to get as much out of your 20 seconds as you can.
And we saw Earl Strickland do that last week when he beat Dennis Hatch.
He's taking it all the way down. He's going to shoot this
4
one.
seconds.
2 seconds left on the clock.
2 seconds, it was right. Left on the clock. He's going to use up the clock, and why not? So Earl Strickland takes a 9 to 6 lead over Mike Massey. Mike Massey trying to get the balls out of the pockets as quick as possible because the clock does continue to run while the balls are being racked.
Strickland leads 9 games to 6.
Sinks 1 ball on the break in the lower left corner pocket.
Is the 5 ball. It has no pocket up here. The only pocket it has is down here. may elect to try to play for the 5-7 combination. Depending on where he gets here, he has no choice. He has to either play for a bank or play for the 5-7 combination. Ended up here. He may have a bank shot.
Banked in the 5-ball on that one. That brought Earl Strickland out of his chair.
Right, but he's hooked himself. Now what he has to do is try to kick the 6 in. He hit it on the right side. It just didn't go in. This is pretty much basic pool here. Just don't get careless. Knock these 4 balls in. Take a 4-game lead.
Just over 7 minutes remaining in regulation time. Earl Strickland is now up 9-6. And he's looking, he's looking at the clock, buddy, right? He's going to take all the time. There's a 20-second shot clock while you're at the table, 25 to the incoming player. So he's got 20 seconds here between shots. And he is going to play the clock. It's like the old UCLA days when they used to play the zone and eat up the clock in basketball. 4, 3, 2, and he shoots with 2 seconds left, and that puts him on top 10-6 over Mike Massey. We'll be back with more of the Pro Billiards Tour on ESPN. Stay with us.
Meucci Custom Cues, the cue choice of more players worldwide today than all other brands, presents this beautifully crafted cue designed exclusively for World Team Billiards. For the first time on...
Welcome back to Memphis, Tennessee, home of the Blues. Kevin Cusick along with Buddy Hall at the table now is Mike Massey. And he breaks, and nothing drops on the break. So that brings Earl Strickland back to the table. Earl is leading 10-6.
Let's pretty much just stay in line here, get a shot on the 4. Play for a little angle to the inside of it. He'll play the 4-ball up in this upper right-hand corner, and it's clear sailing from there. Like I say, all he's got to do here is just make sure he doesn't make any mental errors. Just go ahead and play good basic pool. Take what you have and just knock the balls on in.
Well, Earl has won 3 championships already this year. He beat Johnny Archer at the LA Open in April. He also won the '92 McDermott Master 9-ball championship. He beat Jose Perica there. And he won the '92 Akron Open. It was his 8th time winning that tournament, buddy.
Yeah. They used to call him Mr. Akron.
I can see why.
He won it 6 times in a row once.
There you see the shot clock, about 5.5 minutes remaining. And an anxious look on the face of Mike Massey. All he can do now is sit and watch. As Earl Strickland goes up 11-6 over Mike Massey. And that's the one tough part about this sport, buddy, is the fact that when the other player's shooting and he starts to run out, there's not much you can do. Although in this scenario, loser break does help.
It sure does. But the pool players have a word for that. They call it the electric chair. When they're sitting over there, they're sitting in the electric chair. All they can do is sit there and pray.
Well, I hope the results aren't the same, because no matter how hard you pray in the electric chair, the result is always the same.
Yeah, well, that was just a figure of speech, right? Here, all he has to do is play good basic pool here. Don't try to get fancy. Don't try to do anything out of the ordinary. Just play good, solid pool. He's got a long way to go here. This is a little out of line here. He's got a long way to travel with the cue ball. He's going to have to go to the side rail, the end rail, and back down. It's a tough shot. He played himself out of position. He got a little careless. When at this time in the match, you should never do that.
Not when you're down 5 games.
Right.
Over one of the great shot makers in the game today. You just can't give that kind of space to Earl Strickland. So Earl Strickland now 12-6. He has a 6-game lead over Mike Massey.
Nothing in there.
One timeout per half. Oh, Mike Massey, a true champion. He's going to give it his last shot, even though there is 8 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. And that's the end of regulation time. A handshake to the champion. And the champion in this case is Earl Strickland. A well-deserved victory, 13.